This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Have a seat, Natasha.
Thank you, sir.
Natasha, in the last time that we met, what were the areas from which we had discussed things?
So it was about JNU largely, why it is in news, and the famous personalities from JNU, and why political science is called sciences. And
Also, your home state Punjab, was it discussed?
no, sir, not in the last.
So, Natasha, briefly introduce yourself to me.
So I'm Natasha Goyal. I come from Ludhiyana district of Punjab. I have been a student of political science during my graduation and international relations in my post-graduation. I recently completed my research work on disaster governance with the research-focused areas on Delhi and Mumbai during my MPhil and PhD from JNU.
Disaster governance. What is the current structure of disaster governance in our country?
So, according to the Disaster Management Act of 2005, there is a 3-tier structure which has been instituted at the national level, state level, and the district level. At the national level, we have the NDMA, state level, the STMA, and district level, the DDMA.
Who heads it at the three levels?
So, at the national level, it is the Prime Minister who is heading.
Who heads what? What is the name of the body?
So, National Disaster Management Authority. And at the state level, it is the Chief Minister of the state who heads the State Disaster Management Authority. And at the district level, it's the District Magistrate who heads.
So, is that the case why we say PM, CM, and DM?
So these terminologies were pre-existing, PM, CM.
So, Joshimath is having cracks. So are several other places are beginning to have cracks in Uttarakhand. What is the reason behind it?
So it was the unscientific method of development which has taken place in these areas, which have gone beyond the carrying capacity of the ecosystem which was there in the hilly regions.
Anything else? What does it constitute? Is it just what are the other things? What are the things that have happened? As you said, unscientific developments.
So in Joshimath, there was a land subsidence which has taken place. And the reason was that the area on which the place lies, it is the old debris of a landslide, the erstwhile landslide. So that has, because of the increased pressure on the land, there is land subsidence which is being witnessed currently.
Some people are also blaming some hydropower projects. Can you explain to me?
So because of the hydropower project, which is a Tapovan project by the NTPC, there is allegation that it has led to the puncture in the aquifer because of the tunnel construction by the NTPC. So that has led to aggravating of the crisis because of the puncturing of the underlying aquifer.
What percentage of our energy basket comes from thermal and what percentage of it comes from hydro?
So from coal, it is around 200 gigawatts, which is around 50%. And from hydro, it should be around 21%.
Hydro, is it renewable or non-renewable?
So it is considered a renewable energy.
It's considered a renewable energy.
Yes, sir.
Even large hydro is considered renewable energy?
Yes, sir. Initially, it was considered to be non-renewable, but now it has been categorized under renewable.
Alright, what are some ill effects of green revolution that Punjab is witnessing today?
There are various agricultural reasons and social reasons or consequences of the Green Revolution. I would state the 3 reasons. First of all, is the increasing monoculture practices, which has displaced the diversified cropping pattern which was there in Punjab. Today, largely wheat and rice are being grown. Secondly, is the fall of the groundwater level in the state, which has led to many areas considered to be in the crisis zone of groundwater depletion. And also, sir, third is the affluence which the Green Revolution brought. It has also led to some extent, drug issue in the state currently.
How that has led to the drug issue?
So, because the Green Revolution brought a lot of wealth in the state because of the profits which the farmers were able to earn, and that also led to more of purchasing power capacity. The demand side has increased for these drugs from the cross border.
What are major drugs that are currently in circulation in Punjab?
It is the LSD, heroin, cocaine, and also some cough syrups are being used, and Vitamin is also used.
What does LSD stand for?
So I'll need to check on it.
What are psychotropic drugs?
So I'll read about it.
Punjab has this drug problem also because of India's situation, its location. Right, location along certain axis, certain areas or hotspots of drug trade. Which areas am I talking about?
So the location of Punjab is near the Golden Crescent, which is the Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan area, which is famous for especially the opium trade from Afghanistan. So on the western side, it is the Golden Crescent, and on the eastern side, it is the Golden Triangle, the Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand Triangle.
Afghanistan is known for growing what?
So opium.
Opium cultivation. What is the approximate size of this opium trade in Afghanistan?
So if I can take a guess, it is more than 90%
Of
the economy being run in Afghanistan.
recently, there has been a flutter in the stock market because of the Hindenburg research. What is this Hindenburg research company?
So it is a think tank in the United Kingdom which has released this report.
How does it benefit from this report?
So how does India benefit?
No, Hindenburg benefit from this report.
So about the benefits to the Hindenburg, I'm not really aware about it.
But that is the whole debate. It is not just a think tank, it is a short seller. What is a short seller?
So a short seller is somebody who sells the shares which it does not own with an intent to buy them at a lower price on a later date.
That is very correct. Now, Hindenburg is not just a think tank, it is a short seller which benefits from the fall in prices. So it has accumulated the shares and has come up with a report that will fully lower the prices. Punjab has been an independent empire for a very brief period of time. Can you recall between what was the time period?
So it was under Maharaja Ranjit Singh, who had consolidated the missiles which were there after the fall of the Mughal Empire. So between the fall of Mughal Empire and the advent of British Empire, near around 1856-57, so between that period there was Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh.
All right, and which British general was responsible for the fall of the Sikh Empire?
So I'm not able to recall.
There was a tragedy, Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. When did this happen?
So it was 1919,
What
13th
day?
of April.
Are you sure? 13th of February?
13th April 1919.
13th of April.
Yes.
Who was the general?
So it was General Dyer.
Has the British Crown ever expressed regret for the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy that India had to undergo?
So there has not been, so I'm not sure about it.
What is the reason that agriculture sector is under duress, according to you?
So in Punjab or across India?
Overall.
So there are three primary reasons. Firstly, it is the rising input prices, which has led to more of debt on the farmers, especially the fertilizer costs because of the global inflation. And secondly, sir, it is the APMC mandis, the middlemen which are there farmers are not getting the remuneration which they are supposed to get. And thirdly, it is the falling groundwater level and general crisis in the soil degradation across the country and low value addition in the agricultural products.
Okay, if I were to say that there is only one big challenge before the farmer today, what would be that? What is his primary problem?
So not able to sell his products, the food grains at the cost which he should get, not getting proper remuneration of the crops.
Now tell me why he is not able to get it.
So because of the lack of cold storage capacities in the country, and the infrastructure, the back end and the forward infrastructure is not really well developed.
Ukraine and Russia are at war. And what could be the geopolitical implications if Ukraine ends up winning the war?
So first, there are three major implications if the Ukraine is to win the war. The first would be the expansion of NATO's area, and it would reach just at the borders of the Russia, and the US hold over the Eurasian security would increase. Secondly, sir, the fall of the Russia as a superpower, there would be questions which would be raised on Russia's credibility as a superpower. And thirdly, it would be, sir, the rising the axis of Russia-China, which can emerge, and it can lead to more polarization across the world.
What if you are the Indian ambassador and you are tasked with convincing the Russian president not to go nuclear? How will you convince him?
If I can ask, it is convincing the Russian president or the Ukrainian government to not use the nuclear weapons?
The Russian president. The West will control Ukraine. Who will control Russia?
So using nuclear weapons would lead to more devastation, and it would further isolate Russia and lower the credibility of its claim that the war was started because of Russian aggression towards the east. So it would further lower down the credibility of Russia and isolate it more, and at the global level. So using nuclear weapons is not a solution to the war.
What is the reason that there is no democracy in South Asia apart from India? Do you broadly agree that there is lesser democracy in our neighborhood?
So more or less, the democracy has not been stable. Even though there were certain instances where the democracy was introduced, but it was not stable and not able to last for longer period, except for India and South Asia. So there are two reasons broadly. First is democracy was not something which was inherently there in these countries. It was largely an imposed project from the Western countries. So the institutions which were to sustain democracy, they were not really well developed when the colonial government went away during the 1950s from these countries. And also, sir, the various the colonial legacy of rule and divide has continued to play out when we see the communalism and the various majority-minority conflicts with respect to Sri Lanka between the majority government Sinhalese and the Tamils, and in Bangladesh between the Hindus and the Muslims. So these clashes have also led to less of penetration of democracy.
All right, Natasha, you do so.
Thank you, sir. So what all I need to improve? Was my pace fine?
Yes, pace was fine. I don't think you need to improve anything. You need to change anything. बस रोज जो ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स आ रहे हैं उसको देखते जाओ और उसको आंसर करते जाओ.